I never thought a joke could redraw the boundaries of a marriage, but that night proved how thin those lines really are. My name is Callum Reed. I'm 43, born in Leeds, living just outside Manchester, married for 11 years to Marissa. I'm not flashy, never claimed to be. I work logistics, steady hours, steady pay, steady life. I believe stability was love's quiet language. Marissa used to say she admired that about me, that I was dependable, grounded, safe. I didn't realize safe could slowly turn into something she laughed at instead of leaned on. It happened at a neighborhood barbecue, one of those warm summer evenings where everyone pretends they're closer than they really are. Plastic chairs, cheap wine, forced laughter. Marissa had already had a couple of glasses. She liked an audience when she drank, liked being sharp, quick, impressive. We were standing with a small group when someone joked about celebrity divorces. Marissa laughed, waved her hand, and said, loud enough for everyone, "Honestly, if I ever upgraded husbands, I'd at least trade up for someone taller and richer." She glanced at me, smiling, like it was harmless fun. The laughter around us came late and thin. I felt it anyway, that familiar tightening in the chest. I smiled because that's what men like me do. We don't ruin the mood. We absorb it. But something shifted inside me. This wasn't the first time she'd joked at my expense, but it was the first time she'd done it so publicly, so casually. I looked at her face, waiting for some sign she realized what she'd said. She didn't. She was already sipping her drink, satisfied with the reaction. Then someone else spoke. Oliver Grant, our neighbor from 3 houses down. Quiet man, retired early, widower. He'd been listening without interrupting, hands folded around his glass. He looked at Marissa, then at me, then back at her. His voice was calm, almost gentle. "Funny thing about trading people like commodities," he said. "Eventually you find out no one's buying what you're offering either." The group went silent. Marissa's smile froze, halfway between amusement and confusion. Oliver didn't raise his voice. He didn't insult her. He simply held her gaze and added, "A good partner isn't something you replace. It's something you protect before you lose it." No one laughed this time. Someone cleared their throat. Someone else pretended to check their phone. Marissa opened her mouth, then closed it. For the first time that evening, she looked unsure. I felt something else too. Not triumph, not relief, just clarity, settling in like a weight finally put down. We left shortly after. The walk home was quiet. Marissa tried to laugh it off, said Oliver was rude, said people were too sensitive. I nodded, didn't argue. I was replaying the moment over and over, not Oliver's words, but hers. The ease with which she diminished me. The comfort she felt doing it publicly. That didn't come from nowhere. It came from practice. At home, she turned on the television. I sat at the kitchen table, hands flat, breathing slow. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the small moments I'd excused. The eye rolls when I talked about work. The jokes about my clothes. The way compliments had disappeared, replaced by sarcasm. I told myself it was normal, that marriages evolve, that love quiets down. But quiet wasn't the same as contempt. And contempt, once it settles in, doesn't leave quietly. It waits until it can embarrass you in front of strangers. The next morning, Marissa acted normal. Asked if I wanted eggs. Talked about errands. I watched her move around the kitchen. So familiar, so distant. I realized something unsettling. She wasn't cruel because she was angry. She was cruel because she felt safe being that way. Safe that I wouldn't push back. Safe that I'd keep showing up no matter how small she made me feel. That realization hurt more than the joke itself. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed to understand what I wanted before I spoke. Over the next few days, I paid attention. Not obsessively, just honestly. The pattern was there, clear as daylight once I stopped squinting. I was a fixture, not a partner. Reliable, replaceable, quietly tolerated. Oliver's words echoed again, uninvited. Protect what you don't want to lose. Marissa hadn't been protecting anything for a long time. A week later, I brought it up. Calmly. I told her how that joke landed, what it revealed. She laughed at first, said I was overreacting. When I didn't back down, her expression hardened. She said I should grow thicker skin, that confident men didn't get upset over jokes. That was the moment something in me finally settled. Confidence, I realized, wasn't enduring disrespect. It was refusing to normalize it. I didn't leave that night. I didn't pack a bag or make a scene. I simply told her things needed to change, or I would. She scoffed, said I was being dramatic. Maybe I was. But for the first time in years, the drama wasn't internal. It was honest. I started pulling back, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Less explaining, less chasing approval, more silence where I used to fill gaps. Something shifted after that. Marissa noticed the distance. Tried jokes again, softer this time. I didn't laugh. I didn't argue either. Weeks passed. Conversations grew careful. Eventually, she asked if I was thinking of leaving. I looked at her and told her the truth. I was thinking of staying only if staying meant dignity. She didn't reply. She just nodded, like someone finally hearing the cost of their own words. We're still married, for now. I don't know how this ends. What I do know is this. That night, in a backyard full of strangers, someone else said what I'd been too polite to say to myself. Respect isn't loud. It's consistent. And once it's joked away, it doesn't come back unless both people are willing to take it seriously again.